Guys, how's it going? Welcome back in here to Kurt Magoosh Sports, and I wanted to talk about Drew Lock, and I wanted to talk about Drew Lock being in Seattle. There is so much chatter out there that the Seattle Seahawks are immediately going to look at drafting Malik Willis, with the ninth overall pick, and, that trading Russell Wilson was a disaster. Well, the Seattle Seahawks in the past few years, Russell Wilson stunk up the joint in a loss to Jared Goff, who had a broken, index finger in his throwing hand. So, you look at you really look at Drew Lock and you look at, Russell Wilson, and Seattle wasn't getting anywhere. So, I know Russell Wilson's a very good quarterback, but the Seattle Seahawks haven't been a relevant team. They haven't been a relevant team in a very, very long time. So you eventually had to make this move, and you get back Noah Fant, you get a good defensive tackle in Shelby Harris, and now you're getting a quarterback. You're getting a quarterback in Drew Lock that I really believe in out of Missouri. Drew Lock, he went 3-1 in his first year. Second year, he got injured. He hurt his throwing shoulder, which pretty much derailed him the rest of the year. And he was dealing with incompetency. He was dealing with, Vic Fangio. He was dealing with a general manager that didn't draft him in George Patton. And really, Drew Lock then was dealing with an offensive coordinator in Pat Shurmur that's never been a good creative, with his quarterbacks. He had one really good year with Case Keenum, but then you look at Pat Shurmur in New York with Eli Manning, he didn't get a whole lot out of that offense. Daniel Jones, same way, failed as a head coach, and now Pat Shurmur's out of a dang job. So, you look at Javonte Williams, and you watch that game, and the play calls were so predictable. If you went play action on first down, you immediately ran it on second down. The concepts, there were no real trick plays. They were, most of the time it was run on first down, maybe run on second down, third down, throw it short the sticks. And the Teddy Bridgewater offense wasn't even that effective. And the point is, Vic Fangio, in hopes to save his job, he didn't even play Drew Lock, and Drew Lock had a much higher ceiling now than Teddy Bridgewater that's backing it up in Miami right now. So that whole regime completely failed, and the decision to start Teddy Bridgewater, you can't say it was successful because Vic Fangio got fired, Denver missed out on the playoffs, their offense was not good, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, none of them progressed, so that decision failed. Where Drew Lock, again, in year 3, you never know what you were going to get. First year, he played only 4 games. Second year, he might have played 9 games. He's only probably played about 15 games as a starting quarterback in this league. And I know that Drew Lock's been inconsistent in his starts. I know that Drew Lock, has had the ability to, go 3 and out or make, poor decisions with the ball, oftentimes, have bad pocket presence. But Drew Lock needs experience. And this is a quarterback in the SEC. He broke the SEC passing record. This is a quarterback with a huge arm that can make big throws. This is a quarterback that can make elite level throws, all right? He has upper tier arm strength. This is a quarterback that can layer the football in the tight windows, can throw the back shoulder, and once again, he was dealing with Rich Scangarello. He was dealing with an older head coach in Vic Fangio. John Elway ends up leaving. There's no ownership, so there's a lot of chaos there. And the point is, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you got to rebuild your team. And would you want a Malik Willis, a quarterback that can be very, very good, Malik Willis, but he's a guy that you want a stable running game, you want a great offensive line. He's a guy that can come in and impact a team that's ready to roll. But Malik Willis, kind of with the Seattle team that right now they're losing Bobby Wagner, I think it's a good idea to, again, use that 9th pick, maybe on an offensive tackle like Trevor Penning out of Iowa, and really give Drew Lock an opportunity in Seattle. I know that Pete Carroll's 70 years old, but you're getting first-round picks, and you should see if Drew Lock has the talent to play in this league. You should give him a chance. You have quarterbacks like Kirk, you have quarterbacks like Matt Ryan that are still not doing well. Sam Darnold gets another opportunity, and Sam Darnold was much worse in New York than even Drew Lock was in Denver. So Drew Lock this year, you watched him in the Chargers game, had to deal with a lot of drops. The whole team played terrible in the Chargers game, but against the Raiders, he was very, very good. Team could have won that game. And again, Seattle believes in Drew Lock, and you got to give Drew Lock a year. I think Drew Lock will adapt very well to the run-first system, kind of to that LA Rams play-action passer kind of system that is going to be incorporated by Shane Waldron, all right? So I really, really want Lock to get an opportunity here. And I don't believe that Seattle is in a position to draft a rookie because I don't think that rookie with that offensive line is going to be put in a position to succeed in a very tough division. You have the Rams that are at their peak, and they're going to dip after. The 49ers are formidable, and then Arizona's going to go into disarray with Kingsbury, with the Kyler Murray drama. In a couple of years, they can really be a bad football team. So, I look at Seattle, and I think Locke, again, I think he has a lot of ability. He can really hit the deep ball. He played with young receivers. He didn't have stability at offensive coordinator. Pat Shurmur's not a good play caller. There's a lot of unknowns with Drew Lock, and Drew Lock can easily be a Ryan Tannehill type of guy. So, I look at Seattle, and I'm not in favor of drafting a quarterback at all. I think Lock should get he should get this opportunity. He should get the year to pretty much be the guy in Seattle. That's what I really believe should happen. In my heart of hearts, that's what I believe. Drew Lock should get the opportunity to be the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, and you build with him. And guess what? If it doesn't work, then you're going to be drafting at the top anyway. You got Stroud, you got Bryce Young. Peyton Thorne might turn into a really good first-round quarterback. I know Jackson Dart. Maybe Jackson Dart. I don't know if he's again available to go out there, but they're whoever it may be in college football who takes that leap. Maybe the kid from Washington State. So there's so many options that you have at the quarterback position. But again, with Drew Lock, with Seattle, give this kid a chance. He takes a lot of flack on social media, the whole, the young Jeezy put on, all the stuff like that, all the memes of Drew Lock. They just think he's a goofy frat boy. Again, you got to give Lock the chance as Wyoming's down by 9 to Indiana. All right, again, I'm a Drew Lock fan. I believe that there's a lot of potential with Lock, and I hope that Seattle, again, with a year, where they traded Wilson, they're kind of rebuilding the team. I really hope that they give the guy a chance to go out and start games and give him like 8 games to see if he can win and see if he can play well and be impressive. All right, guys, thanks for listening.